Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
I have known Dr. MOSHIN Jaffer from the radio when he calls in, and from his beautiful picture along with all his other doctors in our advertising. But I was so privileged that he took the time to come here today. And you can see he has a beautiful face. He's so it's just open and giving, and you can see that. And we were very fortunate because he brought his great son Mohamed with him, who runs the office and runs all operations, and everybody needs someone like that, Dr. Jaffer. Yes, you are. Well, it's hard for me to know where to start because I've interviewed so many doctors and so many people, but you are extreme. I would say that you're rare. And I say that only because I deal with a lot of the senior adults, and their biggest complaint is the doctor doesn't know who I am. I see him for 5 minutes or her, and it's not like the olden days. Somehow you have been able to, because of your philosophy, retain what a doctor is supposed to be, but we have to clone you.
Well, we have done something similar to that because we have trained all our doctors. And they have also learned the pleasure of having that connection with the patient. You see, we have, when a patient signs up with us, we have a meet and greet, where the doctor sits down with the patient and explains to him or her what our philosophy is. And the most poignant part of it is that we tell them we are partners. You do well, we do well. If you don't do well, we don't do well. So let's work together. And that sets up a doctor-patient partnership. And that is very important because it translates to better care, better compliance. Because many times the doctor is right, makes a good diagnosis, gives the right medicine, but the patient doesn't do well. Why? Patient didn't take the medicine because she didn't believe in it.
And that's because she didn't have the
buy-in.
confidence.
You see, the patient didn't have the buy-in. And it's very important that the patient feels she's in charge. This is my body, this is my health, and this doctor is my friend, my guide, my advocate. And he or she is helping me to get better. So I better listen to him and better work with him. And if I don't know why, he should be open to my questions. You see, patients feel, why should I take this? Why should I take it? Why should I take a pill? I don't want to take a pill. I don't have any symptoms for high blood pressure. Why would you poison me, doctor? Literally, because all medicines are poison in the end, you think.
Of course.
They're a double-edged sword.
Yes.
There's a benefit and side effects. So the doctor should be comfortable enough to explain to the patient that, look, you don't take medicine for high blood pressure. Yes, it's asymptomatic. But 10 years from now, you get a heart attack, kidney failure, stroke, heart failure. And now she says, look, an ounce of prevention is better than pounds of cure afterwards. Once the patient believes, she will regularly take her medicine, her pressure will be down, and she'll have a great outcome.
Yes. I want to go way, way back to the little Mohamed, and to the little guy there that decided, his parents probably helped him to decide to become a doctor. So MOSHIN, Dr. Jaffer, I'll say Dr. Jaffer. What was it that made you first want to become a doctor, and then where did you get the philosophy from that you are now espousing?
You take me a long way back.
No, it's not.
I'm up there in the years.
Yeah.
But I was a very small child, 2 years old actually. And my friend's father was a gynecologist. And on my birthday, he gave me a doctor's set. And that set me off. I didn't want to do anything but become a doctor. My family was in business, very successful, and much to the chagrin of all my family, that this guy wants to be a doctor, how many injections can you give? What can you do, Why don't be a businessman like us? But there's nothing else I wanted to do more than be a doctor. And all my life, that's been my quest.
Where were you living?
I was born in Mombasa, Kenya, East Africa, a very little town in Africa. And that quest has been ongoing. And post-graduation brought me to America, and I decided to settle down here because I was treated so fairly.
Did you keep up with the gynecologist?
Oh yes. He recently died, but he was a good man, and I always was obliged to him for putting that love of medicine in me. And as a child, then I was in Red Cross, and I used to do St. John's Ambulance Brigade, and I volunteered throughout my life in medical situations because that was my passion. And I'm so glad that today we can even do the same give back to the unfortunate with the free clinic we run in Miami Gardens.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that too, but I just needed a little bit of history, and then I want to jump over to your son, Mohamed. What's it like living with this special father? He certainly is not typical, is he?
Oh no, he's definitely a great example that I strive to follow all the time. You know, I always thank Dr. Jaffer. We're very family oriented. It's a family business. And I always thank Dr. Jaffer for not forcing me to work in that corporate environment and giving me the opportunity to work. But as anybody with any job they may do, you want to do what you love and you want to be exciting. You know, for example, if you're a salesperson and you're selling a product that you don't like, it's hard to get up every day and sell something that you don't agree with or you don't. But with Dr. Jaffer's philosophy and what we do at Senior Medical Associates, which is good quality care for the senior population, the right way, treat them like family, it's nice to wake up every day, even work long hours if need be, for something that you believe in and you would want for yourself. So that's something I always thank Dr. Jaffer for and his philosophy and what he's built for all of us.
You know, Mohamed and Dr. Jaffer, I'll never forget when I first came out to see your centers, when it was many years ago and I first met you. I was so impressed. This didn't look like a doctor's office. It was all open. They had food, snacks, coffee, everything. And I said, what is this? And that's what you decided. You wanted to make it different, Dr. Jaffer, didn't you?
You see, I practiced I went to University of Miami and did my family medicine program there, and then I worked in Miami. And my senior patients, I found out they craved for that connection, because some of them are lonely, some of them are widows or widowers, and they don't have too much human interaction. And we are gregarious animals. We need that human touch. So my office, I saw, was slowly becoming a great point of celebration, and they looked forward to coming to the office. Why? Because we were nice to the patients. We talked with them. They got to know the names of our staff and their family history and so on. So I noticed that it made them happy. It was medicine without any cost. Just being nice and letting them feel that we are part of that extended family. And that philosophy continued and prevailed. And when I decided to just become a geriatric doctor, because that's a niche that not too many doctors like, for a very, very simple reason. A young person will come to you, will have one or two maladies, you treat them and they're out, you see. A senior person has a long history, multiple medications, multiple complaints, multiple things to treat at the same time. And it takes long and arduous work. And then half the things you explain to them, they forget. They don't remember. So it's a lot of work. You have to talk to them 2-3 times to make sure that they've understood everything you've told them about. So it's very hard and it's arduous, and you keep doing that whole day long. A lot of doctors get exhausted. Say, I don't want this.
I know that I heard that, I don't know if it's still true, for a long time medical schools were having a hard time getting geriatric physicians.
True.
Because of just what you said. You know, it was easier to do something else. But I think now they realize that there's a lot of, there are a lot of patients, and they're fine. And I may be wrong, but as a gerontologist, I think people who are older are very appreciative. Yes. Compared to other people. They come in, they go out, and they feel like you are a family member.
And people forget, these older folks have a great life experience. Talking to them is enlightening. You learn so much from them, and their experiences, some of the stories you hear will be better than any novel you can read.
No, you're right.
So there's a lot of feedback, and what you get back is their appreciation. And one of the greatest rewards for any person who's working is appreciation.
You're right.
It's even better than the compensation is the appreciation.
But I have to say that medicine is one thing to have pharmacy, but the other is someone like you, someone like your other physicians who care about them. I think that goes a long way along with medicine, with or without medicine. True. That is the medicine.
True.
Because so many of them are scared, as you said, they don't know what to do, and if you just put your arm around them, say, hello, Betty, or hello, Mrs. Smith. You know who they are. Because I know this is something that when older adults are home and they have to go to the doctor, they start early in the morning, mostly women, get themselves all made up. They get themselves looking beautiful. It's the biggest thing of the day.
True.
So when they get there, if the doctor doesn't do much with them or care about it, it's lost. But if they feel that this has been, it's like my son, it's like my family, you have really completed that cycle.
Yes. Absolutely. You made their day.
Absolutely. It's really very, very important. So let's just go over this. Senior Medical Associates has, let's see, Coconut Creek. These are a lot of your offices. Coconut Creek, Coral Springs, Deerfield Beach, Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, Plantation, Oakland Park, Sunrise, Tamarack, Weston. You didn't start out with all those. You built them up, didn't you? Because there was such a need.
Long time ago, I was in Miami Shores. Then I came to Pembroke Pines. And we started there. And from there on, we branched out to all these places. And we felt all insurance companies have different sets of doctors, different hospitals, different insurance companies, different rules and regulations which all insurance companies have. So we said, instead of spreading ourselves too thin over Dade County and Palm Beach, let's just stay in Dade County and Broward County and have a good representation all over Broward County and understand the lay of the land better. And we found that it's worked very well for us. We serve our patients with full understanding of what their needs are and how we can get them what needs to be done for them in terms of hospital and the insurance.
Absolutely, and I'm just going to give a phone number. I mean, actually, I think I should give more than a phone number. Let's just give your website, because it's seniormedicalassociates.net. I'll give the phone number too, but it's seniormedicalassociates.net. And for those of you, remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio, so you have to write it down. It's 954-659-9690. 954-659-9690. If you are looking for a special physician, this is where you have to go. And even though Dr. Jaffer cannot be at all the places all the time, as he said so well, and along with Mohammed, his son, you've trained them. You've made them understand why they work there. And I'm sure there's some people you hired and they're no longer there because they didn't get the message.
True. It's also the nature of the person. It has to be compliant to this type of delivery of medicine. Some people are cut and dry. They don't like this banter. They don't like to talk much. They are very quiet and private. They wouldn't do well in geriatrics because you need to reach the heart and mind of the patient. And once you appeal to them, then they'll follow you. They'll do the things. That's why insurance company applaud us, because our results are so good. Our patients are healthier. They're more mobile. They're more ambulant, and they're doing so much better. Some of new patients would come to us who have been in the hospital every other month. Suddenly they're not getting admitted so much. They're healthier. They're walking. Like, we've got the highest compliance rate for the fitness clubs. A lot of insurance companies pay for the fitness organization.
Yes.
But very few the patients avail that.
Yes.
But we make sure, our doctors and myself have been a big proponents of this. I said, look, you don't use it, you lose it. So you got to move. And we used to even give them pedometers.
Oh,
I
right.
want you to walk your 10,000.
Oh, absolutely.
I used to buy the little pedometer.
I know you did at your office. I remember having one, as a matter of fact. Do you still have them?
Indeed. Now everybody's phone has got a pedometer.
Oh,
Every
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
oh, I gotta look at that.
Has got a pedometer. It tells you how many steps you walk.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to
and I'll show
look
you
at it.
how
Thank
to
you.
do that. And you can see every day how many steps
10,000 steps. That was always my goal.
10,000 steps is arbitrary. It was done just before the Olympics in Japan. But we have found out that's a good measure. But I tell my senior patients, let's keep it simple. You got to walk 2 miles a day, which is about 4,000 to 5,000 steps. The reason is, the best doctor you have is you, of course. But who does the work for you? It's your blood. You can't be sitting around whole day and expect you to do well. Your blood has to rush around. If it rushes around, it heals you, fixes you, and rejuvenates you. And that's all needed. Your joints become better, your arthritis is better, and suddenly also your mood improves. The best treatment for depression today is walking. 30 minutes of walking is better than medicines.
Yeah. Mohamed, this must be wonderful having your dad like that, because he took something that could be very complicated and made it simple, right?
Yeah.
It's your blood. Get it moving, right?
As I said, you're the best doctor.
No, that's right. Tell me.
Simple exercises like Dr. Jaffer always says, the get up and go muscles.
Right.
Even if you're sitting on your couch watching TV, sit up, sit down, sit up, sit down, get your legs moving. Right. Different things like that, because as we all know, we all want to have longevity in our later end of our years, and
absolutely,
and that's the key.
And do you actually help them with yoga? Do you tell them about doing things like that also, or do you advise them?
Yes. You see, yoga also does 3 things are lost as we get older: muscle mass, flexibility, and balance. We lose it. That's why grandma got unsteady on her feet, fell down, and broke her hip. And that was the beginning of her downfall.
Yes.
Okay? Your muscles are weak, so you can't hold yourself up. Your balance goes, so you can trip easily. So, like Mohamed just said about get up and go muscles, these are our quadriceps muscles, some of the strongest muscles in the body. But if they go weak, you end up in a wheelchair. Very soon you end up in a bed. You can't even get into a wheelchair. And this is the end of your quality of life, literally. So if just watch
them and hold it for 100. And
Very
good.
Yes.
That has made the difference, and that was just a strange little thing that I learned. But it took motivation. It took, okay, you got to do that. But boy, it's paid off, and I didn't realize, because these muscles are what's doing it, right?
You just did a hamstring stretch.
Okay.
One of the biggest causes of back problem is a tight hamstring. With what you did by putting your leg up on the table, you stretched your hamstring muscles. They're the back of the leg. In the front, you've got the quadriceps, the hamstring, you stretch them, less stress on the back.
That's it.
No back pain.
Never back pain. But but it's interesting that one thing that doesn't happen anymore, and I'm sure you're going to have an answer to this: home visits. Home visits, sometimes if someone is very sick, they can't get out to the doctor. Are you now going to do things with on TV, or what they have, a new kind of, what they call it? Telemedicine.
Yes.
Because you have to be able to see them. They can't come. You can't go to every patient. So are you doing that?
That is the future. Telemedicine has got a great potential. But we have, you see, getting out of your house is therapy. Getting out of your bed and getting into a car and coming to the office is therapy.
Even if you're sick.
But sometimes they can't get out, they can't have transportation. So what we do is we have a car go and pick them up.
Do you really?
Yes. We have a car that goes and picks them up, and we do Lyft or Uber, so that within 5 minutes, the car is outside. It doesn't have to go to multiple stops, and it brings them straight to our office. We take care of them and send them back. But we tried to do home visits, but it got a little
It's too
difficult.
hard.
I'll tell you why, because some of our staff are almost mugged, you see, so
Really?
yes, so we stopped that.
No,
But it would be a good idea to go home and inspect her home, because every senior's home is really riddled with potential catastrophes, like a loose rug, not having handlebars in the toilet, or slippery floor, and or the way the stove is. You can, if you don't off it, what will happen? You see, so many things are potentially dangerous. It'd be a good idea to visit a senior's home. So to your listeners today, I would request their family members to visit Ma's and Daddy's home and see if there are loose rugs and remove them. If there are no grab bars, put grab bar in the shower, grab bar in the toilet. It'll save you a lot
Absolutely.
of calamity. And these are simple things.
I know.
Yeah.
Most people wash their hair in the bathtub, in the shower. I don't do that, because I did get grab bars.
Yeah.
And if you are washing your hair, you're really off balance. So I wash my hair in my kitchen sink. And because I know that there's danger. I'll tell you something else that I've done. I now have about 2 or 3 people every morning at 8 o'clock. We text each other.
Good.
And I wanted to start a company that did this. And I was thinking about that, and it got a little complicated, but the biggest problem, and they have these recorded things, but I meant someone that says, "Good morning, are you okay?" And I thought that I could start something like that, because that's where problems, they could be lying there all night, no one knows they're there.
Yes.
And so these are the things you're talking
Now
about.
we have the alert buttons, and we have the call centers that you press a button and tell them, I'm fallen, I can't get up. So many modern technology is really stepping in. A lot of families I know, they put a camera all over the home.
Like they used to do that for
like
their
a
children.
Ring camera you put in the bedroom, in
That's
the living
right.
room.
Yes.
So I know at what time Mama is doing what, where is she, what's happening to
Except
her.
if she has a boyfriend, that could be dangerous,
That's,
right?
in the bedroom.
Right.
Not in the bedroom. Okay.
Put a cloth over the camera. But no, you're right. That people do need to be more cautious. And the other thing is that I don't think families really do enough for their children. Families do enough for their older adults. Many of them come down very quickly, a weekend from up north, come down, they look, and then they're gone for months.
Yes.
It's not enough. Someone needs to have a friend, someone needs to have a caregiver, somebody, even if it's just to check the refrigerator, what's going on. This is all the education and skills that I have, and you're right. But as a physician, most of the time they don't talk about this. That's why I have loved who you are and what you've done. And we haven't covered it yet, but we did before, the 10 Pearls of Longevity. I've loved that you did this, and I have to tell you what I would like to do. I want to do an article on this. If you don't mind, I'm going to put this in with your name and do this. I'm going to do this because it is fabulous that you do this.
It's evolved. You'd be surprised.
You're
how
such a
evolved.
philosopher. You know that.
Some time ago, I used to have medical students all come to my office for rotation. And then at the end of one rotation, this medical student said, "Dr. Jaffer, I've been listening to you. And these are some of the pearls you give to your patients." And I wrote them down. And my uncle is a printer, so I printed 1,000 copies of your pearls.
No kidding.
And then we tweaked them a little. But that's how this is her gift to me as a medical student.
Oh, wow.
And that got us rolling on the idea of pearls of longevity and wellness.
Oh,
and happiness.
yes. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, this is great. Now, see, as I just said before, you really are a philosopher. You could have been you're a doctor, but you could have been one. And coming from, did you have a large family yourself? You talked about your mother and
Well,
father.
we were only 3 children,
Oh.
and 2 of my siblings died when they were very young. But we were left 3. And I feel what you were just touching on is that we are a collection of mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
You see, so we can appeal to your body only, but if you don't appeal to your soul and don't get your mind involved, that's why a lot of people are healthy but very unhappy.
Yes.
And
Depressed.
if you are sick, you're also bound to be very unhappy because your body is not complying.
Yes.
So we have to we have to address all these 3 together. And that's where when you mentioned yoga, I was very impressed. Yoga is good. It's addressing your mind's meditation and tranquility of the mind and the feeling of happiness. When your body moves, you get flexibility, you get your balance, you get some muscle mass, and you feel happy. Now that is the essence of life. Every one of us today in this world is looking for that one commodity.
Yes.
That feeling of contentment, that
Yes.
feeling of happiness.
One thing I have just discovered, I had the author and the founder of the Blue Zones.
Blue Zones, yes.
He came on my radio show, and I have his gorgeous book. If you don't have it, it's spectacular. The Eating Properly, but thinking about it. And I think there are currently now 5 places. But someone said to me, why don't we figure out how to get it down here in South Florida?
There's one in Loma Linda. Bring
in
it
California.
Here. Yes, California,
right,
yes.
but is it, because I think we do have a lot of elders living to be 95 and 100 here.
But you see, that's a close community that has grown up with this philosophy. South Florida is a melting pot of people from all over the country, okay? And they come here for their senior years. This is the snowbird, or at least retirement area, where it gets too cold for them to live any longer. They come to warm, sunny Florida. So they bring in different philosophies, different ideas. Now, if you look at these blue zones, like in Okinawa.
Sardinia is one also.
Okinawa,
Yes.
Sardinia in
Right.
Italy. You know, the Hunzas in Tibet, the Willabambas in Ecuador.
You're so good. I know. I love your dad.
These places, if you look at, these are close-knit
Yeah,
society
right.
where growing old is an honor.
Yes.
In our society, unfortunate, old people are looked upon like, you know, they are spent. And they have so much wealth in their mind and their experiences. It should be shared with the young, but the young are not around because my daughter is in New York and her children are there. They never see me, maybe on Mother's Day or on holidays, you see, like you were saying. So that connection of a multi-generational family is lost. This is a very big contribution to aging well, when you feel wanted and you feel useful.
Oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I knew when you said you're going to come, I was going to, oh my gosh, half an hour is not going to be enough. But, you know, sometime I'm just going to have you back because I love having you here. I mean, on the phone it's fine, but I love being in your presence. It's a certain, like a spirit, you know, having here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we want people to go to the Senior Medical Associates. That's where you need to go and enjoy your life with those doctors.
Thank you. They can even come for just a visit.
Okay.
Get to know the doctor.
You're gonna do that?
Yeah,
We'll have a party.
Yeah, come along. Yeah, we'll give you a party. It'll be a great experience.
It will be.
But
Thank
also,
you.
I want to tell you, Anita, I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
And I want to compliment you and the Boomer Times and
Thank
the whole
you.
organization, where you do something for the seniors.
Yes.
You try and connect to them. You try to bring to them all these services and
Yes.
facilities and ideas
And people
of
like
how
you.
to live their lives better.
Yes.
It's a great contribution
Yeah.
to society.
Thank you. I feel
and I want
that.
to thank you for it.
Thank you. I thank you so much.